Have you ever felt completely drained after listening to a friend's problems? Or found yourself getting so caught up in someone else's emotions that you couldn't think straight? We often told that empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is one of the noblest human virtues, and it is. It's the glue that holds our relationships and society together. But what if I told you there's a hidden side to empathy? What if, sometimes, it can do more harm than good? Today, we're diving deep into a question that might sound controversial. Is empathy always a good thing? We'll explore how this powerful emotion, when unchecked, can lead to burnout, poor decision-making, and even something called empathy fatigue. Stick around, because understanding this could fundamentally change how you navigate your relationships and protect your own well-being. First, let's be clear. A world without empathy would be a cold, disconnected place. It drives us to help others, to comfort those in pain, and to build communities. When you see a friend who's heartbroken, empathy is what makes you sit with them, listen, and offer a shoulder to cry on. It's what motivates doctors, nurses, and social workers to dedicate their lives to helping others. It's the spark for charity and social justice movements. So, we're not here to bash empathy. Instead, we're putting it under a microscope. The first major pitfall of excessive empathy is emotional exhaustion, or what psychologists often call empathic distress. Imagine you're a sponge. When you're around someone who's feeling sad, anxious, or angry, you soak up those emotions. A little bit is manageable. You can wring yourself out and be fine. But what happens when you're constantly surrounded by intense negative emotions, day in, day out? The sponge becomes saturated, heavy, and unable to absorb any more. This is the reality for many people in caring professions, therapists, first responders, and even customer service agents. They are constantly exposed to the trauma and distress of others. Over time, this constant absorption of second-hand pain can lead to burnout. You start feeling emotionally numb, cynical, or detached. It's a self-preservation mechanism. Your mind and body are essentially saying, "I can't take any more of this," and they start to shut down your empathic responses to protect you. But this doesn't just happen to professionals. It can happen to you, too. Are you the therapist friend in your group? The one everyone comes to with their problems? While it's a testament to your kind nature, it also puts you at risk. If you read constantly taking on the emotional baggage of others without processing your own feelings or setting boundaries, you're on a fast track to burnout. You might find yourself feeling irritable, tired all the time, or even starting to resent the very people you want to help. It's like trying to pour from an empty cup. Eventually, you have nothing left to give, not even to yourself. The key here isn't to stop caring. It's to shift from empathy to compassion. This is a crucial distinction. Empathy is feeling with someone. Compassion is caring for someone and being motivated to help, but from a more grounded, less emotionally entangled place. Think of it like this. If your friend is stuck in a deep, muddy pit, empathy is jumping into the pit with them and saying, "Wow, this is terrible. We're stuck together." Compassion is standing on the edge of the pit, acknowledging their struggle and saying, "I'm so sorry you're down there. Let me get a ladder to help you out." Compassion allows you to be an effective helper without getting stuck in the mud yourself. It creates a healthy distance that protects your own mental health while still allowing you to offer genuine support. Now, let's talk about the second major issue: loss of objectivity. Empathy is a spotlight. It illuminates the feelings of one person or one group with incredible intensity. But a spotlight, by its nature, casts shadows everywhere else. When we're flooded with empathy for a specific individual, our ability to make fair, rational, and impartial decisions can be severely compromised. Psychologist Paul Bloom talks about this extensively in his book Against Empathy. He argues that empathy is biased. We naturally feel more empathy for people who are like us, people who are close to us, or people who are right in front of us. Think about it. The story of a single child trapped in a well can generate a massive worldwide emotional response and millions in donations. Meanwhile, statistics about thousands of children dying from preventable diseases in a faraway country might barely register. This identifiable victim effect shows how our empathy can be a poor moral guide. It draws us to the vivid, personal story, not necessarily to where our help could do the most good. A hospital administrator who feels deep empathy for one particular patient might be tempted to bend the rules or divert resources to help them, even if those same resources could save more lives if allocated differently based on objective medical criteria. This bias isn't just about resource allocation. It can cloud our judgment in everyday life. For example, if your close friend is in a conflict with a stranger, your empathy for your friend might make you automatically take their side without even trying to understand the other person's perspective. You're feeling your friend's anger and hurt so strongly that it becomes your own, blinding you to the bigger picture. In these situations, empathy can fuel tribalism and conflict rather than fostering understanding. We protect our people because we feel their pain, and we may demonize outsiders because we don't. So, what's the alternative? It's not to become a cold, unfeeling robot. The alternative is to supplement our empathy with reason, fairness, and a broader sense of compassion. It's about training ourselves to zoom out. When you feel that powerful pull of empathy for one person, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, are there others involved whose perspectives I'm not seeing? What would be the fairest outcome for everyone? What action would lead to the greatest overall good? This is what's sometimes called rational compassion. It's a conscious choice to care about the well-being of all, not just the one whose story is pulling at your heartstrings. It involves using our heads as well as our hearts. For instance, instead of donating to the first tear-rooging story you see, you might research which charities are the most effective at solving the root cause of a problem. It's a less emotionally satisfying process, perhaps, but ultimately a more impactful one. So, how do we practice this healthier, more balanced approach to empathy in our own lives? First, practice self-awareness. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with people. Do you feel uplifted and connected, or drained and heavy? If it's the latter, you might be experiencing empathic distress. Recognize the signs of burnout, fatigue, cynicism, and a feeling of being overwhelmed. Second, set healthy boundaries. It is not selfish to protect your emotional energy. You can be a supportive friend without being on call 24/7. It's okay to say, I really want to support you, but I don't have the emotional capacity to talk about this right now. Can we connect tomorrow? It's also okay to gently guide a conversation away from a constant loop of negativity if it's straining you. Remember the ladder analogy. You could unhelp someone out of a pit if you let them pull you in. Third, actively cultivate compassion. Practice mindfulness and loving-kindness meditation. These techniques train your brain to have a warm, caring regard for others without getting swept away by their emotional state. It helps you develop that stable platform from which you can offer real, sustainable help. Focus on the intention to help rather than just mirroring the feeling of suffering. And finally, balance your empathy with reason. When faced with a complex situation, especially one that triggers a strong emotional response, take a step back. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them be your only guide. Gather more information. Try to see the situation from multiple viewpoints. Ask yourself what a fair and principled solution would look like. Empathy is a superpower, but like any superpower, it needs to be wielded with wisdom and skill. Uncontrolled, it can exhaust us and bias our judgment. But when balanced with compassion, boundaries, and reason, it becomes a sustainable force for incredible good in the world and in our own lives. It's about learning to care effectively, not just intensely. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. What are your thoughts? Have you ever experienced empathy fatigue? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that makes you think. See you in the next one.